right, so down at the bottom of this page, we're going to talk a little bit more about our significance level. In example 1, we stated 2 hypotheses about P, the proportion of U.S. adults that are married. Recall that in the past, the proportion of U.S. adults that are married was 70%, and the sociologist believes that the marriage rates in the United States have declined. The researcher intends to test these hypotheses with a significance level of 5%. Right, so we're going to state our significance level and interpret this. So our significance level, remember we use the Greek letter alpha. So alpha equals 0.05, right, 5%. And what does this mean? What does our interpretation mean? Okay. So this means the probability is 5% is 5% that the company will conclude Right, so remember our significance level has to do with the probability of making the mistake of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. So our null hypothesis would be that nothing has changed. So in this case, rejecting that hypothesis that nothing has changed would mean that something has changed. So this means the probability is 5% that the company will conclude the proportion of adults who are married is smaller than 70%. Again, this comes from rejecting the null hypothesis. Right? And our level of significance has to do with rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. So this means the probability is 5% that the company will conclude the proportion of adults who are married is smaller than 70% when it is actually 70%, or it could be more, right? Which is that our null hypothesis is true. Right? So our significance level is the probability of rejecting our null hypothesis when it is actually true.